In this video, let's talk about some things like domain age. Is that important? And how to find out the domain age for a website and additional information. So this is GoDaddy tool that they have for this. There's multiple tools for this, but this is a fine one. It's free. To go here, it's godaddy.com/whois. I'll have the link to that in the resources of this video. And when you're here, you can just type in, let's say, bbc.com, and it will tell you some information about this site. You have to just make sure you're not a robot. So you pass this CAPTCHA right here, and it tells you about BBC. It tells you last update date, creation date. Weirdly, it says 1989, which is before the web, so who knows? Let's try another one that's not that old. Let's say Amazon. And we'll go to the CAPTCHA thing here, and we'll land on Amazon. And yeah, this makes sense. 1994, that's when they got registered approximately. You can tell more about this website, but really for us, we want to know how old is this domain, because some people think domain age matters. Let me explain to you what actually does matter. Domain age itself, like if it's from 1994 or from 2000, doesn't really matter. What matters is the history of that domain. Now, there's something to be said about if your domain is very early. I'll talk about that in a second. But for now, older domains. So if your domain is older, some things might have happened to it. Maybe it got bought and sold and bought and sold by different owners. And in that domain, there may be some links. So some people think there's value in buying old domains that have some authority and some links built to them, and that authority can help you rank sooner rather than later. And there's some truth to that. But really, the main thing Google wants you to focus on is when you get your domain that you post good content, build links into it, and do all the things they suggest that are good practices, those are the things that will get you ranking more effectively. But if you are in the process of buying a domain, sometimes checking the history of a domain, just by running it through some SEO tools, you will be able to tell, maybe there's some links pointing to it. Maybe there's some reasonable domain authority in it. That actually can give you a little tiny bit of a head start, not a tremendous amount. You'll still have to do all the work, but that can give you a head start. Now, let's talk a little bit about younger domains. Let's say you just bought a domain. It is really hard to get new domains to rank well in Google, not because Google hates new websites, but because new website owners typically have little experience building up websites, little experience with SEO, and it actually takes them time to do it correctly. Even though a lot of people think they're doing it correctly, it does take time to understand, oh, I made this mistake, I made that mistake. So that ramp up period takes time, and it reflects in why new sites have a hard time ranking in search. It's also been said and observed by SEO marketers that sometimes there is a little bit of a few months period where new sites have a hard time ranking because Google kind of wants to see what is this site going to be about. They're not just going to put us a new site in search results if they don't have a history on it. So if you're active on social media, posting good content, having that content reshared, reposted, and people are actually liking it, that would be the fastest and best way to get your new site to rank. And just be careful of launching a site and basing your initial first few months strategy purely on SEO, because it does take new sites a while to rank because of the issues I explained. So if you put all your eggs in that SEO basket early on, that might cause you some frustration. But as long as you do keep on posting good content regularly, have a trusted site in the end, you will rank well. It's just a new site will require a little patience. So hopefully now you understand what role domain age plays in the ranking of your site, both for new sites and older sites.